This is the problem with traveling. So you're on your way, and you know exactly when you want to leave, what you want to do, and why you want to go. From the street to the shore, you have a plan to see it all. But shouldn't a trip be about what you felt more than what you saw? Because what you'll see is a city where people that are looking at you don't look like you. Where you go from train to train, hop on different planes, everyone's speaking a language you don't understand, and not everything goes according to plan.
Now we booked our flights instead of December 4th. We booked them for February 4th. Probably our worst experience yet.
And that's when it can start to sink in. From the money you spent to where you went and why you even decided to go. You see, this is the problem with traveling. It forces you to grow. Actually, I'd say it helps you grow. If you let it. Because to travel is to look forward to look further from, to venture out while looking within. It's about the journey, not just to new places, but within ourselves. Because every visit is different. Every experience you learn from, and every time you grow just a little more. Think about it. You're constantly learning about where you're at, what you're doing, who you are. You're gaining a new perspective on the world and on yourself. And all the planning couldn't have prepared you for what you did today and who you'd meet along the way. Because life wasn't meant to be planned, it was meant to be lived. From the first time you go to a place to where you hope won't be your last. And each time you go a little further. And with each person you meet, your heart a little fuller. Mistakes turn into some of the best stories, moments start stitching together into memories, and language is no longer a barrier, but a feeling. So maybe this is the problem with traveling. Because when you start, you won't want to stop. I hope you all enjoyed my latest film, The Problem with Traveling, again, sponsored by Artlist. And this film is so special to me because Japan is by far my favorite place I have ever visited. You know, I felt like the overall message was something a lot of people could relate to, and it could really resonate with the good and bad that comes with traveling, the memories you make, and the people you meet along the way. So if you like films like this and you want to see more of them, the best way to support me is to support my sponsors like Artlist. Every place has different ambiance, atmospheres, and sounds that make it unique, especially Japan. And that's why Artlist was so important in making something like this, because what it allowed me to do was build out the sounds of the city while also saving a ton of time. With all the tools that Artlist offers, one of my favorite features was actually the new library extension tool, which lets you use Artlist within Premiere Pro. What that means is in Premiere Pro, I'm able to search, preview, and download music without having to go directly to the Artlist website. I'm also able to drag and drop sound effects directly into my timeline without ever having to leave my project and get out of my creative flow. A nice touch too is that when you use this, the files will download directly to the drive that you're using, so you don't have to worry about any misplaced files. All of that mixed with their built-in plugins allowed me to add a ton of effects while also saving time. Another asset that Artlist is known for is also its stock footage, which I used throughout this film. Artlist stock footage mixed with my footage helped round out the film and led to a seamless integration, especially on some of my favorite transitions like this time lapse. When Artlist had reached out to me for this video, I was actually on my way home from the Philippines, so I decided to make a quick pit stop in Tokyo, and I actually got the shot of the Tokyo Tower both during the day and at night, but I had no way to get from scene to scene. So what I did was I quickly went on Artlist and I found that time lapse of the Tokyo Tower going from night to day, threw that into my timeline, and there you have it. I wouldn't be pushing a brand so much if I didn't truly believe in them. So if you haven't, go to artlist.io. I'll link it in the description below and you can get 2 extra months free and go get an Artlist account today and pick the subscription that best suits you. Again, I have the Max Pro subscription, which gives me access to all Artlist tools included within that plan. This film was so much fun to make, especially because Japan just has a ton to offer, from amazing experiences to incredible atmospheres and even greater people. From random people that just came and danced with us on the street, to reconnecting with old friends and even meeting new friends like our friend Goy. A little backstory on Goy is that Goy was actually someone that we met through a collaboration at a hotel called Aizu Okawaso, and we just became friends and hit it off right off the bat. She found out that we were going to Mount Fuji later in the week, and she decided to make a trip out there so that she could show us all the iconic spots we wouldn't have been able to see in Mount Fuji otherwise. She picked us up in her car, held onto our luggage all day, and showed us all these amazing locations. And she is just the definition of what hospitality is like in Japan. It's stories like this that make a trip so memorable and so special. So if you take anything away from this, maybe it isn't Japan or somewhere far, but find a way to get up and get out there. Because while traveling can be tough and uneasy at times, especially because there's so many unknown factors that are out of your control, that's also what makes it so special, because the possibilities are endless. So as they say in Japan, arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.